2-2 pitch from the sophomore. Fastball, there's called strike three, and he's going to go sit down. Andrew Hill will head to the dugout. That's 3 up and 3 down, and Mikey got his control down, and that is the second strikeout of the inning for Mikey Teasley. And we go to the top of the second inning. The Wildcats will send Peyton Witter, Parker Free, and Richie Ferreira to the plate in the second inning. This is the District 3 championship game. The format, obviously, if the Wildcats win, they are the district champions. If Central wins this ball game, then that forces a second ball game today and immediately after this game. So Wildcat fans, Wildcat players, broadcasters, and fans all hoping, if you're a Wildcat fan, that it ends in this first game. We're going to be back to Tommy Shumpert Park on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio, in a moment. Welcome back once again to Tommy Shumpert Park, the District 3 for a championship. The Wildcats of Oak Ridge taking on the Bobcats of Central. Peyton Witter, the batter. He's a junior, bats from the right side. Transfer from Kingston. Pitch, cut on, and missed. And the count is 0-1. Noah Pointer is the pitcher. We've seen this year Cole Wessels and Andrew Hill against the Wildcats. Pitch to Pointer is evidently a ball. And the count is even at 1-1 strike. All you want from an umpire is consistency. As that pitch is hit foul over towards Travis Free, the head coach of the Wildcats. He slings it back into Pointer, and Peyton's behind in the count. 1-2 strikes. A lot of umbrellas up as we sit in the rain. 1-2 pitch is hit foul this time. A little late on it. Fouls it to the right side, and the count is still 1-2. Alex Myers is here. Haven't seen Alex at many baseball games in the past, this year anyway. 1-2 pitch, and that hit him. And so the Wildcats have a base runner. And after getting ahead 1-2, Peyton is hit by a pitch, and that's the first base runner. And the batter now will be Parker Free. He's a freshman. He had a bases clearing double against Central on Saturday in the ballgame up at Carson Newman. Right-handed hitting freshman, as I mentioned. Peyton with average speed at first. The pitch, low and outside, and the count is 1-0. By far, this is the youngest Oak Ridge team I've ever seen actually take a field that's actually as competitive as they are. There's more freshmen starting than seniors today. Throw over to first, and back to the bag will go Peyton Witter. Coach Free has done just a fantastic job kind of rebuilding the program up to the way it was back in the 90s or so. And I guess the last time we had a championship was 2002 as that pitch is outside. And the count is 2-0 strikes. Parker will be followed by Richie Ferreira in the Wildcat lineup. Witter was hit by a pitch. Parker back in. Pointer's pitch to him is hit well but foul. Off to the left side and well out of play. And the count is 2-1 strike. Caleb, we just knew it was going to rain, didn't we? It was a beautiful day coming all the way over here.
It was a really nice day coming here, and then it decided to get a little windy the second we got set up, and I was like, David was saying, I don't think there's going to be rain. I look behind me, and the wind is blowing about 8,000 clouds, it looks like, straight towards us. So now we have this.
Such is life. 2-1 strike to Parker. Pitch to the plate is up high and outside. It's 3-1 strike. He was perfect in the first inning, just kind of cruised through the Wildcat lineup, getting Caden Black to fly out to right. Cam Welch grounded out to first, and then Mikey Teasley was out on a pop-up to the pitcher, but struggling with his control here. Witter takes his lead, not going. The pitch is ball 4, and Parker Free will wander on down to first base as the rain gets a little steadier. I think we've got most of the electronics covered except the metal thing that I'm got in my hand is Izzy Mitchell is going to come in and run for Parker Free. Izzy will be the courtesy runner. And the batter now will be Richie Ferreira. Richie bats from the left side, one of three lefties in the Wildcat lineup today. Runners at first and second, no score. Pitch to the plate, he bunts it up the first base line. It's a beautiful bunt. He can't throw him out. It's going to be an infield single for Richie Ferreira. It didn't go any more than 15 feet from the home plate, but I think the catcher good hit the grass, slipped a little bit. I think he thought better of throwing down to first, and the Wildcats have the bases loaded, and that is the first hit of the ball game, and the batter will be Alex Franklin. Franklin playing second base today. He was the winning pitcher on Saturday. The Wildcats have the bases loaded. I remember a game played here last year when Alex drove in his brother Jacob, who has since graduated, on this field. Very solid, consistent hitter for the Wildcats, one of the few seniors in the lineup. Pitched just a beautiful game on Saturday. A 2-hit shutout through 5 innings. The Wildcats winning that game 10-0. I wasn't totally surprised that Alex got the start, but I think it just shows the coaching staff has a lot of faith in Alex, and even after his shoulder surgery, he performed very well for the Wildcats, and he steps in for the Wildcats with the bases loaded and nobody out here in the second inning. This is the district championship game as we sit in the rain. Caleb Riker and Alex Myers, myself, David Clary, Noah Pointer, visit from his coaching staff, and he's ready to go once again. The first pitch to Alex is hit on the ground, foul up the third base side, and the count is 0-1. Our friend from Farragut told me the score right now is 7-0 Farragut over Maryville in the District 4 championship ball game. I'm sure Alex Myers is happy about that. Bases loaded. Alex Franklin, the pitch to him. Hit on the ground to the pitcher. He's got a play at the plate. They might have a play at first. It's going to be a fielder's choice. Ball went right back to the mound, and the pitcher wisely came home and got the force. And Alex reaches on a fielder's choice. The bases remain loaded. And the batter will be Kyron Welch.
Next up, third baseman, Kyron Welch.
Kai steps in for the Wildcats. He's a senior. Today he's playing third base since Mikey is pitching. Base is still loaded. Golden opportunity for the Wildcats. Hit batsman. A walk, an infield hit, and now a fielder's choice. Bases loaded. And here's the pitch to Kyron. He takes a strike on the inside corner of the plate at the knees, and the count is 0-1. The good news, Caleb, is the sun is peering out from behind us. Yeah. Lights are on here at Tommy Shumpert Park. Timeout is asked for by Kai, granted by the umpire. Wildcats have Alex Franklin at first base. Wildcats have Richie Ferreira at second, and Izzy Mitchell is the base runner at third. Warren East is on deck. Warren hit a home run against Central at Carson Newman on Saturday. The freshman with his third home run in the regular season. He hit a home run against Catholic. He's got a lot of power. He's on deck. Kai's trying to get the first runs home here as he steps back in. Right-handed hitter. Noah Pointer, the pitcher, the pitch to the plate. And he's hit by a pitch, and there is that first run. So that's the second batter that Pointer is hit, and that is an RBI the hard way for Kai Welch. I think the coach is arguing that that was a foul ball and didn't hit him. I think that's what I think he's arguing. He hasn't asked for help. They're working with, I believe, 3 umpires today, and they are gonna conclave, and we'll see how this goes for the Wildcats. Kai immediately took off towards first. The 3 umpires will get together. Will it be 1-0, or will Kyle have to come back to bat? conversation taking a little longer than I think it should. Video evidence will not lie. They're going to say he is there, and the Wildcats have a 1-0 lead. In the score, the first run of the ball game is Izzy Mitchell, and Oak Ridge leads Central, and the bases remain loaded. And here comes Warren East. As I mentioned, Warren, freshman, 3 home runs on the year. He's hit either first or ninth during the course of the season. He's got Caden Black on deck. Bases loaded. Lots of power in this freshman. Kai takes his lead off of first. Runner at second. The pitch to him. He hit him. That's another one. That's the third batter that has been hit, and the Wildcats now lead it 2-0. In the score will come Richie Ferreira. So Richie scores. They give an RBI to Warren East. 3 guys here in the second inning after cruising through the first inning with little difficulty, having a little trouble with his control, and here comes Caden Black. This is the guy that has been so phenomenal for 4 years for the Wildcats. All-state selection, bases loaded, 2 runs in, the pitch to Caden. That's down low, a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. Alex Myers, I know you don't want to talk much, but Caden Black belongs to a very prolific family in Oak Ridge.
That's what I was going to ask. He's got to be related to Ron and Adam, right?
Those are his uncles, as Caden calls time. Of course, you know what Todd Helton did one time, the former Central Bobcat.
I know what he did, and I know how many times he did it, David. 1 too many.
Caden Black back in. 1 ball, no strike to him. Bases loaded, 2 runs in. The Wildcats on top in the district championship game. Ball hit on the ground. First base side. Caden's going to beat it out. 1 run will score, and it's now 3-0. The Wildcats in the lead. Ball was hit right on the button by Caden. Another run comes in to score. That is Alex Franklin coming in to score, and the bases remain loaded for Cam Welch.
Next up, first baseman Cam Welch.
Wildcats, Cam Welch steps in. Cam grounded out to the pitcher. Bases full of Wildcats. Biggest fan in the house here, Will Presley, every ball game this season. He's here. Pitch to Cam is outside, and the count is 1-0. Noah Pointer really struggling, Caleb. It's now 3-0.
Yeah, it looked like it was up high. I don't know much about baseball, so I might sound a little stupid, but it looked like it was definitely out. And was that high? It was probably a little high, but we have, well, there's pitching now.
Here's a throw where they got the Wildcat runner picked off in between. He almost throws the ball away. Wildcats are advancing bases, and they do tag him out. And the Wildcats, that's a tough break as Kyron was just a little bit too far up the line. Good play by Good to record the out. And now there's 2 outs, I believe. Is there? I'm trying to remember. 2 outs in the inning. And Camden will step in. Wildcats with a base running mistake. Now with 2 runners in scoring position still, though. Caden is the runner at second. Warren East is at third. Cam to the plate, the pitch to him. There's a called strike on the outside half of the plate. Cam had 4 RBIs in the ball game against Powell the other day, including a triple. He had a couple hits, actually 3 hits in that game. Went hitless in the game on Saturday. Left-handed hitting sophomore. The pitch to him. Almost hit him. It's inside. And the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Had a really fun ceremony before. All district, honorable mention, first team, and academics were given plaques before the game. We recorded that. We didn't have it on our stream. We're struggling with our stream today. Here's the pitch to Cam. Oh boy, looked pretty good from here. Look at the knees on the outside corner, and the count, I believe, is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Cam's got to be swinging here. Anything close. 3 balls and 1 strike. Thank you, Alex. You know my eyes, correct? Yes. 3 balls and 1 strike. You'll have bad eyes someday, too. 3-1 pitch. That's ball 4. And Cam Welch, the strike zone, I guess because Mr. Pointer has not been around the strike zone much that he's not getting the close ones. And the batter is Mikey Teasley. Another big bat in the Wildcat lineup, another sophomore. So we got a freshman running at third, a senior at second, a sophomore at second, and a sophomore batting. Alex, have you ever seen an Oak Ridge team as young as this one?
Never, and especially in this spot. It's crazy.
Mikey steps in. He popped out to the pitcher back in the first inning. 3-0 Oak Ridge. This is the district championship. I'd like to thank Lynn Hart of Okies, the Oak Ridge Bowling Center, and Lynn Hart Construction Company for paying our rights fee to the TSSAA today. He did that in a previous ball game, so this is the second time in the postseason he has sponsored our broadcasts, and we appreciate that. And I've had Mr. David Murray also offered. He's a member of the 2002, I think it was 2002, district championship team. And he thinks he might get away with not sponsoring one, but I'll hit you up if we need it. Thank you, David. I appreciate it, David. Wow, I can't believe it's been 22 years. Been a while. Almost 40 years old. Yeah. He's watching the game here. Here's Mikey as he steps in. Pitch is cut on and missed. Count is 0-1. Mikey's last home run came against Coalfield. Coalfield, I think, won their district, or they're about to. Good single-A program. Timeout is asked for. The rain has stopped. That's the good news. I guess Wildcats have a 3-0 lead. Wildcats lost last year's district championship game to the Central team 2-0. Pitch to Mikey. Cut on a miss. Mikey swings through a high fast one, and he's behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Mikey normally a pretty disciplined hitter. I think he's trying to get these runs in, make it a little easier for him, take a little pressure off him because he's the pitcher, starting pitcher for the Wildcats, but he's behind 0-2. Pitch to him, cut on a miss. And Mikey goes down swinging for the third out of the inning, but a very productive second inning for the Wildcats. Oak Ridge picks up 3 runs, 2 base hits. The Wildcats leave the bases loaded. We go to the bottom of the second inning of the District 3 championship game, brought to you by Okies Sports Grill, the Oak Ridge Bowling Center, and Lynn Hart Construction Company. Because of a donation by Lynn Hart, the Wildcats on top 3-0. We'll be back to Tommy Shumpert Park and the District 3 championship game in a moment. And here comes the number 8 hitter in their lineup, David Grimes. Grimes steps in, bases full of Bobcats in a 3-0 game with the Wildcats in the lead. Right-handed hitter, Wildcats. Mikey trying to get out of trouble. Both teams, both pitchers in the second have struggled. So far to this point, Mikey hasn't given up any runs. Pitch to the plate is up high, a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. We had a couple of guys hit by a pitch in the top of this inning that scored runs. One ball, no strikes. Pitch. Inside corner for a called strike, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Mikey popping the leather as usual, trying to find his control. Maybe the ball's wet because it is raining. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 pitch. Hit foul. Back to the screen and behind on that one, and the count is 1-2. There's the sun once again. I guess we're just going to have intermittent rain showers, as long as it doesn't just come down pouring. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bases full of Bobcats. Teasley steps off the rubber, and the runners scamper back to their respective bags. Bases full of Bobcats, 2 outs. Bottom of the second inning, 3-0 Oak Ridge. Mikey Teasley has the sign from Parker Free. Here's the 2-strike pitch. Almost hit him. If it had, it would have meant a run. And the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Both pitchers in the first inning had very good first innings. The second inning has been a struggle for both. Mikey has 2 outs. 2-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Go sit down. That ends the second inning. A beautiful pitch on the inside corner by Mikey Teasley, and the Bobcats leave the bases loaded here at the District 3 championship ball game. The Wildcats on top, 3-0. We'd like to thank Lynn Hart with the Oak Ridge Bowling Center, Okies, and Lynn Hart Construction Company for paying our rights fee to the TSSAA. As we say each and every ball game, every game we have to pay $250 to the TSSAA in order to stream as Teacher Appreciation Week. You see some teachers standing up, and even our principal, Drayton Hawkins, tried to get his teachers to stand up. Wildcats on top 3-0. We go to the third inning. We'll be back in a moment. Batter now will be Richie Ferreira. Richie had laid down a bunt, picked up a base hit with the bunt. The second baseman did not cover the bag at first, and the catcher had no place to go with it. And he reached base safely and came around to score. But he bats here in the third with 2 outs and nobody aboard. Noah Pointer still pitching for the Central Bobcats. The pitch to Richie is down low, a ball. Remember last year at the district tournament, Central beat Oak Ridge twice. Once in the, I guess it was the top of the bracket, and then in the championship ball game. Central went on to beat Oak Ridge 2-0 last year. Back in the 90s, these two teams battled it out regularly in baseball and football and every sport, honestly. That pitch to Richie is a ball. And the count is 2-1. Hopefully our internet's a little bit better. The pitch is a called strike. And the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's been a kind of an interesting start to this game. Both pitchers were perfect in the first inning. Both pitchers struggled in the second inning as there's a line drive base hit for Richie Ferreira just over the top of Hill, who went up high to get it. And Richie is going to come all the way into second. What a hustle. Great hustle play by Richie Ferreira. He never slowed down. Richie just came around, and the Bobcats very casually got the ball in, and Richie has a double. And the batter now will be Alex Franklin. Alex reached on a fielder's choice and scored a run. Richie will take his lead off of second base. He's in scoring position, but there are 2 outs for Alex Franklin. Infield at normal depths. So I mentioned Alex reached on a fielder's choice. The pitch to him. He's hit in the air softly. Is it going to drop? It is going to. And the Wildcats, here comes the throw at the plate. He is in safely. It's an RBI double. It could be a triple. Here's Alex Franklin. He's at third. And the Wildcats lead it by a score of 4-0. A soft line drive hit to left field. Fell right in front of the left fielder. And the Wildcats lead Central now 4-0 here in the third. And all this coming after 2 outs. Give an RBI to Alex Franklin. And I told you, he's the most really kind of one of the more consistent hitters when he has gotten a chance to play, as the Wildcat gives Oak Ridge a 4-0 lead. And here comes Kai Welch. Kai was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded. His first time picked up an RBI. Pitch to Kai, hits him again. So Noah struggling a little bit all of a sudden. Wildcats have runners at first and third in the District 3 championship ball game. And here comes Warren East. Warren was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded and picked up an RBI. Here's another meeting on the mound. Gives me the opportunity to thank Lynn Hart, who paid our rights fee to the TSSAA. Of course, one of the owners of Okies Sports Grill. And he also owns the Oak Ridge Bowling Center. He was a baseball player for the Wildcats back in the 90s. Played football in the 90s as well. Also Lynn Hart Construction Company. This is the second time in the postseason that Lynn has paid our rights fee, and we appreciate him greatly. TSSAA, as I say every ball game, they feel that This streaming keeps people away from the ball games, but I say it every time. The people going to a high school baseball game are going to come to a high school baseball game. The ones who are watching are grandparents in Indiana and Illinois and everywhere else. Those are the people watching, and the casual fan that's not coming to the ball game anyway. But the TSSAA charges $250 per ball game, and we thank Lynn for paying our fee. 4-0 the score. The Wildcats trying to tack some more on. They've got runners on the corners, and Warren East the batter. Squares to bunt, does the freshman, takes a strike. The runner is going, and they're going to get that rundown play, and here's the throw at the plate. He is safe! The Wildcats, a double steal. Alex Franklin comes in to score the 5th run of the ballgame. I'm surprised Good went ahead with the throw. He threw it all the way down. The Wildcats pulled back on the base at second, and he came home, and the Wildcats now lead it by a score of 5-0. Stolen base for Welch, and a run for Alex Franklin, and a stolen base. And the Wildcats lead it now 5-0. And the pitch to Warren stays up high. Oak Ridge beats Central 10-0 on Saturday. They're up 5-0, but it's still so early in the ball game. District 3 title ball game. Runner still in scoring position. Warren back in, the pitch to him. That's down low, a ball. And the count on the scoreboard says 2 balls and no strikes. 5-0 Wildcats. Freshman East back in. Pointer working quickly, has the sign from Good. And the pitch. Ball 3. Rain slacked off for about 5 minutes, but I feel the sprinkles starting once again. It really hasn't rained super hard, thank goodness. So, and we have had some issues with our internet, obviously. 3 balls, 1 strike. Caden Black is on deck. Pitch to the freshman, hit foul, back to the screen, and the count is full 3-2. As I mentioned, Warren hit a home run against Central at Carson Newman on Saturday. Today, he's reached base safely by being hit by a pitch with the bases loaded and picking up an RBI. Pointer looks at the runner at second. The pitch to Warren. That's up high. Ball 4. So Warren East is on base again. And here comes Caden Black. Caden had a single and an RBI. It was off the glove of the first base, and the ball was hit like a shot. And he is officially 1 for 2, at least in the Oak Ridge book. And Caden will bat with runners at first and second. Love to get a big hit out of the All-State senior. Pitch to him. There's a called strike. Pretty pitch. You know, it's kind of interesting. I joke about this all the time. Caden has probably been hit more than any player I've ever seen at the high school level, but he's the only one so far not to be hit, it seems like, in this ball game. As he steps in, he crowds the plate a bit. The pitch to him, hit on the ground, foul, just past Coach Maddox. Maddox says he's okay, and the count is 0-2. 5-0 Oak Ridge, District 3 title ball game, live on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio. My name is David Clary, along with Caleb Riker and Alex Myers. Alex not doing a whole lot of talking, but he's here. Mike Sheehan was going to join us today. I haven't seen him. 2-strike pitch. Here it comes. Hit into center field hard and caught by Reardon, I believe, and that is out number 3. But the Wildcats pick up 2 more runs. They leave 2 stranded. We go to the bottom half of the 3rd inning, live here from Tommy Shumpert Park. The Wildcats lead it 5-0, and we'll be back in a moment. He's ahead in the count, no balls and 1 strike. 1-strike pitch, hit on the ground. He's going to get a run in. Alex makes the stop. Throws on the first. They say that it drew him off the bag at first, and they have a run. Alex made a great play to stop the ball, dove for it, got up, and evidently the throw was just a little wide. And in to score is Reardon, and it's now 5-1. Moving over to third will go Chesney, and the batter will be Cole Wessel. Cole flew out. 5-1 the score. They'll have runners on the corners. And the number 5 hitter, as I mentioned, he flew out. Cole Wessel did. He was the losing pitcher, as I pointed out to you back in the start of the ball game. He was the losing pitcher on Saturday.
Why do they have sunglasses on? There's no sun out.
Caleb. Runners on the corners, Mikey Teasley. Chesney is the runner at third, a short lead. Pitch to the plate. Takes a strike on the inside. Couldn't decide whether he wanted to pull the trigger on it, and took a strike, and the count is 0-1. Parker Free yells out the new play, signaling in from his coaching staff. Runner at first takes a decent-sized lead. Mikey comes to the plate. The one-strike pitch, strike 2, swinging. Runner stayed put at first. The ball was good stop by Parker to stop that 2-strike swing. 5-1 our score as we play in the third inning. The District 3 championship ball game from Tommy Shumpert Park, the home of the Central Bobcats. Mikey has 1 strikeout in this inning. He's got the runner picked off if they want to. Let's see, they're going to tag him out, but the other run scores. So both teams traded out for a run. Well, Oak Ridge traded it out for a run. In the score will come Chesney. And Shaver is retired for the second out. There's nobody aboard now, but it's now 5-2. Both teams did that little first and third play with Chesney scoring the run now for the Bobcats. 2 outs, nobody on. Mikey with 2 strikes. Pitch. Inside corner, called strike 3. Another strikeout for Mikey. That is strikeout number 5 for Mikey Teasley, but the Central Bobcats score 2. It is 5-2. The Wildcats in the lead. We are live, Tommy Shumpert Park, on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio, the District 3 championship ball game. Mikey, 3-2 pitch to Grimes. That's high, ball 4. And that is a leadoff walk to the number 9 hitter. And back to the top of the order to a good hitter. Not saying that Grimes wasn't, but a good hitter as Coach Travis Free is making his way out to the diamond. Usually when he makes that walk, means might be the end of the day's work for Mikey Teasley. He is going to take the ball away from his sophomore, and he should get a good round of applause, and does. As Mikey exits with 7 strikeouts, he's given up 2 runs in this game. I tell you, he's still kind of sore. His shoulder has been sore since that collision at the plate, but he'll be replaced on the mound, and it looks like it's going to be Peyton Witter taking over. I'm going to turn off my mic here. The Wildcats on top 5-2. When we come back, one of the best hitters around, Nick Reardon, will be facing Peyton Witter, the lefty. And we'll be back to Tommy Shumpert Park, Bud Bales Field in a moment. Peyton Witter takes over for the Wildcats. It's been a while since Peyton pitched. I'm trying to remember the last game that Peyton pitched. It's been a while. Yeah, he hasn't pitched in this tournament. He's a lefty. He's primarily been the first baseman or a designated hitter, depending. So it looks like Cy Stevens has taken over in left field for Carson Fagan. I think everybody else remains the same. Mikey moved from the mound to third base. Kyron moved to second base for Alex Franklin. Lefty versus lefty. Runner at first, the pitch. Hit well to right. Richie Ferreira right in his tracks makes the play. Ball was hit right on the button, but right at Richie Ferreira, thank goodness, and that is out number 1. Good hitter out of the way there. And the batter now will be Kalen Chesney. He flew out to center back in the first inning. He walked and scored their second run in the third. Grimes is the base runner at first. I tell you, this guy can bunt. I keep waiting for him to put one down. Last year, it just seemed like every time he batted, they brought him in as a pinch hitter one time with 2 strikes, and he laid down a perfect bunt. I believe that was the same guy. Pitch is a ball. Final score from Farragut was 12-0. Farragut over Maryville. No hitter pitched by the Admirals. Combined no hitter. Pitches low and outside. And the count is 2 balls and no strikes. There's 1 out. We're in the 5th inning. Kind of a slower moving ball game than we've had in these other ball games. Of course, 2 of the games in the tournament have been run roll ball games. 2 balls, no strikes. Short lead at first, the pitch. He does square to bunt and takes the ball. 3 balls and no strikes. One thing you don't want to do, especially this part of their order, you don't want to give them free passes. Peyton behind in the count, 3 balls and no strikes. Lefty versus lefty. Parker Free with the sign. He does square to bunt. There's a strike at the belt. The old automatic, as they say, and the count is 3-1. So Peyton checks the runner at first. 3-1 pitch. He gets a strike called on him. It was a low strike. Chesney asked for timeout, but there was an example of the umpire not granting the timeout, and the count is full now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Of course, the region will start Friday and Saturday. Both these teams will be there at Farragut. Farragut and Maryville, the other 2 teams involved. The Wildcats played Maryville twice this year. Actually lost both times. Did not play Farragut. Farragut plays so many travel tournaments all over. They don't get a chance to play a lot of teams around here with the exception of their own district teams. That's when you're nationally ranked, you can do that, as they are perennial state champions in Tennessee. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Runner at first, Peyton Witter comes to the plate. That's ball 4. So the tying run comes to the plate, and a guy that can do it, and that is Andrew Hill. Andrew has not had his typical Andrew Hill day, and that's what scares you. He is 0 for 2 in the ball game with 2 strikeouts, but I've seen him hit many home runs before, and he'll step in. Tying run at the plate facing Witter. Lefty versus righty. And they're going to load the bases. And let me tell you, I know that's might be considered unorthodox, because I saw years ago with the bases loaded, when Todd Helton would bat, they would load. If the bases were loaded, they'd even walk in, even if they walked a run in, because it would either mean 4 runs or 2 or 3 or just 1. As the batter steps in now, that'll be Drew Shaver trying to make the Wildcat coaches and pay for walking the bases loaded. It does set up a force at every base. Peyton's got 1 out, bases loaded in a 5-2 ball game. Witter comes to the plate, hit in the air, foul territory. Cam Welch has some room. He makes the catch. Great play, big out, just enough room to make the play. Cam did a really smart thing. He ran right to the fence and looked up, found the ball, and caught it.
Yeah, and he kind of used his offhand, that the glove's not in, to kind of feel. And I like what you said, Dave. It's really smart because he saw as far away as he could go, and he came back then instead of trying to wonder and try to feel the fence as the ball was coming down. Really headsy play by the first baseman.
That is out number 2. And the batter now will be Cole Wessel. Cole, let's see, 0 for 2 in the ball game. Struck out looking last time. One was a line drive out to Richie Ferreira. The other just a foul pop out in front of the central bench. Peyton Witter to the plate. There's a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Peyton beginning to find himself. As I mentioned, it's been a while since he pitched. Have to go back to the week that Wildcats struggled a bit against certain teams. 1 strike pitch, the pitch. That's up high. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 outs now, bases full of Bobcats as they bat in the bottom of the 5th inning in a 5-2 ball game at the District 3 championship ball game. 1-1 pitch. Hit in the air again. Foul territory. Parker Free. He makes the catch. Out number 3. Go sit down. They load the bases. A couple of pop-up. Foul balls. Nice play, Camden Welch. Nice play, Parker Free. And the Wildcats retire the side with no damage done. We go to the top of the 6th inning. The Wildcats lead it by a score of 5-2. And we'll be back to Bud Bales Field in a moment. Welcome back once again to Bud Bales Field, Tommy Shumpert Park here. Wildcats of Oak Ridge trying to win the District 3 championship. They are 2 outs away from a victory. We've had over an hour rain delay. Peyton Witter is going to go back out for the final 2 outs. The Bobcats have runners at first and second. There is 1 out. The Wildcats need 2 outs to win the district championship. Witter is continuing his warm-up tosses, trying to stay out of view here. And we've lost most of our paperwork. The umpire's going to talk things over. Are they going to say the mound is upset? As Peyton, you're kind of in my field of view here. Sorry. Number 4 hitter in their lineup is the batter. I apologize for how bad this probably looks as we start play here once again after a very long rain delay. The Wildcats need 2 outs to win the district championship. Peyton Witter came in relief of Mikey Teasley. The Wildcats have the lead 5-2. Long conversation, and now we're about to get set. Parker Free, the catcher, has had his final words with Witter, and we're about to get set. Wildcats need 2 outs to win the championship. Wildcat coaching staff is outside the box, might be blocking some of the view. I'm not exactly sure. The batter is number 14. I believe this is Drew Shaver. Been a long delay. That's the Oak Ridge dugout. We are in the dugout. Runners are going. The pitch is cut on and missed. Here comes no throw, and they've got 2 runners now in scoring position, but a swinging strike, and the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes to Shaver. He had 1 strike on him heading into the rain delay. Peyton Witter in a 5-2 ball game. The batter steps out of the batter's box. You talk about some loud dugout play. Peyton comes to the plate, 2-strike pitch, cut on and missed. 1 out away. 1 out away from a championship. As the Wildcats. Strike 3 swinging by Peyton Witter. Next batter. It's hard to see in the dark. Looks like Cole Wessel, right-handed hitter. They've got runners at second and third. The Wildcats hoping to celebrate as Witter comes to the plate. There's a called strike, and the count is no balls and 1 strike. It is extremely loud. The Oak Ridge dugout is fired up. 2 on, 5-2 Wildcats. Peyton Witter has the sign from Parker Free. The pitch. Down low a ball, good stop by Parker, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. We had to move from inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Right-handed hitter against the left-handed throwing Peyton Witter. 1-1 pitch. Cut on. Did he swing? They asked for help. He said no. And the count is 2-1. The Wildcats 1 out away from a district championship. Wessel back in. 2 balls, 1 strike. Witter comes to the plate. Called strike 2. Wildcats 1 strike away from a District 3 championship. Wessel back in, right-handed hitter. Peyton once again has the sign from Parker Free. And here is the 2-strike pitch for the title. Down low a ball. Got a full count now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Alex, would you be nervous?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
3 balls, 2 strikes. That was Alex Franklin. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Don't want to load the bases. Peyton comes to the plate. Ball's ripped deep to left. Off the wall. 2 runs will score. And we've got a 5-4 ball game on the double. And just like that, Central is back in it. That ball came to within about 10 feet of getting out of here and tying the ball game up. Tying run is in scoring position. And the batter now, I believe, the catcher, Jake Good. Hard to see. Runner at second. He represents the tying run. Right-handed hitter against the left-handed throwing Peyton Witter. He had a very long delay. The wind, pitch to the plate. That's a ball. 1 ball, no strikes to count. John Ulrich is scheduled to start the second game if it's necessary. Peyton Witter trying to close it out right here. 1 ball, no strikes. Witter to the plate. Looked pretty good. There's a called strike, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. They have got the tying run at second base. Wildcats in the lead, 5-4 in the District 3 championship ball game. Parker has the sign. Witter with a 1-1 pitch. Fouled back, and the count is 1-2. Once again, the Bobcats down to their final strike. Down by 1 run, but that tying run is at second base. Peyton Witter, Jr., trying to close it out for the Wildcats here at Bud Bales Field and win the Wildcats' first tournament championship since 2002. Witter looks in, checks the runner at second, steps off the rubber. As you can see, our camera angle has changed considerably since the start of the ball game. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch. Ball game. It's a foul. He couldn't hold on to it. The Wildcats were almost ready to charge out of the dugout, but the ball was fouled back, and the count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 strike away from getting a chance to play the Maryville Rebels on Friday in the first round of the region tournament. Peyton Witter has the sign. Here is the 1-2 pitch again. Fouled again. Back to the right and off the screen, and the count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Wildcat dugout nervously pacing. Coaching staff nervous. Izzy, are you nervous?
I ain't never nervous.
Peyton Witter, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Checks the runner at second. 1-2 pitch. Bounce to the plate. Good stop by Parker, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 strike is all it will take, and a championship will be in Cardinal and gray. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Witter has the sign once again from Parker free. Good job by the hitter to foul a few off. Here is the 2-strike pitch on its way. Hit foul again off to the right side. Doing a really good job spoiling some really good Peyton Witter pitches.
Here we go, Nod.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Witter just needs 1 strike. Number 9 comes to the plate. Ball hit on the ground to the shortstop. Caden Black, he feels it. He throws. Ball game! Oak Ridge wins! Oak Ridge wins! Oak Ridge has won the District 3 championship. Caden Black fields it, throws on to first, and the Wildcats are the champions of District 3. Congratulations to the Wildcats. Oak Ridge victorious at Tommy Schumpert Park. The Wildcats win it by a final score of 5-4. as the Wildcats. Caden Black fields it. Like I said, he didn't come up with it cleanly, and he fumbled it around just a bit, and then he made a great throw across the way, and Cam Welch made a great stretch, as Alex said, and the Wildcats win the ball game, and they are the district champs, dethroning last year's district champs, the Central Bobcats. What a game. Wildcats, Central gave it all right there at the end. Peyton Witter gets the save, and what a save it was, as the Wildcats are the District 3 champions as they knock off the Central Bobcats. Welcome back to the District 3 tournament. We have just seen the Wildcats knock off the Central Bobcats by a final score of 5-4. Peyton Witter joins us. Peyton got the save, came in relief of Mikey Teasley. Had a long rain delay, and I was kind of wondering if you were going to go back out, but I guess Coach Free had confidence in you. Talk about that.
Well, I think the main thing was I told Coach Free he wasn't allowed to take me out because I wanted to pitch, and mainly just I was staying out there and just trying to stay locked in during the whole time because it's an important thing to stay locked in. If I got unlocked and then, you go in there and you mess up the game. So
let me ask you about the long hit. When the ball was off the bat, I didn't think it was going out, but it just kept going and going. What was going through your mind?
Well, first off the bat, I was like, okay, it's a foul ball. And then it wasn't a foul ball, and I was like, I really hope it stays in. As soon as it stayed in, I was fine. But that for a little bit when it was in the air, I got a little worried. But it stayed in, so that's all that matters.
You pitched a lot, and then you had to wait for well over an hour. Was your arm sore, tired, anything?
That was a weird thing we were just talking about. Is I came back throwing harder than when I came out of the game. So I think it was probably a lot of adrenaline that helped me out. But like I said, just staying locked in was the main thing.
You're new to the program here. How important was it to get this championship for Oak Ridge?
Oh, it's awesome. I was at Kingston. I never made it out of district, so it's important to make the next step like this. It's awesome.
So it looks like you're going to be playing Maryville in the first round on Friday. You got Farragut still over there, and I know you know about high school ball around here. Farragut's the team. Central will be going there, but last year we played Hardin Valley, beat them in the first round, and then lost consecutive games. But what's it going to take for this team to get over the region hump and get to the sectional and maybe on beyond that?
It's mainly just staying together and working as a team. When somebody's having a bad day, the next person got to pick it up for them, have a good day, and just staying together and keeping the energy throughout the whole thing.
Peyton, congratulations, and thanks for talking to us again.
Thank you.
It's Peyton Witter. He got the save for the Wildcats. Let's see if we got anybody else. Let's get we'll go with Coach, come on, we'll get you. I know everyone wants to get out of here, so I don't know. Mikey or Coach, which one? Mikey Teasley. Mikey, you got the win today. I know you've been kind of dealing with some shoulder issues. You came out strong in that first inning, and you were just on fire, throwing little control issues in the second. Talk about your performance. You get the win today, but it was a close one.
Yeah, I mean, my team had my back. I just knew I could trust them by just putting the ball in the zone. And then when I had control issues, I just knew what my adjustment needed to be to fix it. And at that point, everybody just had my back. We put up 5 runs, and I knew it was over. I could hold them to less than 5.
Let's go back to last year. You played that same team and you lost 2-0. Couldn't score the runs. I know they're the defending champions. They're the regular season champions. How important was it for you to beat them, and how important it is now to be the champions and get to be in the region against the runner-up team, Maryville?
It's very important because especially them, to beat them, it's big. And knowing that we haven't won a district championship in about 20 years is big for us as well, and it just feels good as a team and as a whole.
Let's talk about Peyton's performance here. I mean, he had to sit through a long rain delay, and you've probably had to wait in between, but I don't know. That was the longest in between. Usually I would have thought they would have brought another pitcher out, but his performance, kind of critique that.
I mean, I knew he could do it, but he struggled. He got the first 2 out, and then I knew it was a double. When the dude hit the double, I knew Peyton was going to come back and get that dude out. So I had all trust and faith in him, and we had all trust and faith in him, and that's just how it went today.
Y'all made it kind of interesting, but it's still a win.
Yes, sir.
Just your thoughts on the overall season and how far can you go?
Season's been great, and I feel like we could go to state. We could make a state run and maybe go deep in state tournament.
Thanks a lot, Mikey. Congratulations.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Mikey Teasley, District 3 champion. Looking around here, one more interview to do, and that's with the head coach of the Wildcats. Joining me now, the head coach of the Wildcats, Coach Travis Free. Coach, for this program, it's been a long time coming. I know you've only been here 6-7 years, but I think it's 2002 since the last time I remember a championship won in the tournament. We've been to a couple tournament championships, but I think one of your assistant coaches, Ben Peters, was on that team. That's been a long time ago. Kind of sum up this ball game and sum up the season to this point. It's been a fun ride, and I know you've got more games to go.
Well, it's pretty cool looking back on it. Like I told the team, last time we won was 2002. Both Ben and McKeithen both were on that 2002 championship team to win it, and it's been 22 years full circle back. They're on our staff again. We win it in 2024, which is a pretty cool story. But this has kind of been something that's been kind of brewing for the last 2 years for sure. We got closer and closer to doing that. But, I mean, we're just getting started, really. I mean, I know that it's exciting, and I'm going to celebrate tonight for sure, and I'm going to be excited about it for the next 24 hours. But, you know, we still have work to do. We got 2 more games to win to move on again, something that hasn't been done. I don't know that it's ever been done in school history. We'll have to go back and look. We're going to the sub-state maybe one time, maybe sometime. I'm sure you'll let me know on Wednesday night on our show. We're going to have it. If we'll
Played Dobbins Bennett and lost in like 92, I believe.
there we go, 92. So that's pretty cool. I mean, you think about the cool things that have happened the last 2 years, and now we've started to turn that. But, you know, we're still young, and you look at all the players out there except for Caden and Kai and Alex and those guys contributing. All those guys are coming back and just getting more and more experience. You know, we start Mikey in that game. We go to Peyton. Both of those guys coming back, going to be in that moment again. They'll be ready to go. But it's just fun to watch them. It's fun how this game was different than every other one in the tournament. Like every other one in the tournament, we kind of had our way and kind of, you know, we're really kind of dominant on offense. But then tonight, it was like we had to play. Like we had to make some plays on defense. We had to make some pitches. There was adversity. There were moments that were up and down, but it was pretty exciting just to see how we were able to overcome that and still get the win.
Yeah, very seldom have I seen, after a very, very long rain delay, the same pitcher come back out. Peyton said he was not going to come out of the ball game.
No. Well, I mean, I was telling Christy.
It's his wife.
Yeah, in my career, I've made it to the state tournament as a coach 3 times. 2 of the 3 moments, we sat in an hour and a half to 2 hour and 15-minute rain delays in those games to go to the state tournament. So I was kind of used to it. I have to keep myself calm. You notice I stay pretty quiet in that. But, you know, the pitcher, their adrenaline's going. And honestly, every single time that I've done it, they got better when they came out of the rain delay. Peyton was better than he was going into the rain delay. His velocity was up. He was sharper. His pitches were sharper. So, I mean, just what we needed going into the weekend.
Mikey gets the win. You got some timely hitting, and they help with some control issues. A couple of hit batsmen, and you stole home one time with the first and third kind of deal. So you did all the little things to win the game.
Well, just think about it, the play of the game and play of the year so far, and I got to brag on him, and I haven't had a chance to do that. Richie hitting that single and taking that extra base with 2 outs and nobody on, and we ended up scoring 2 in that inning to make it to 5. Just think about that play and how big that was in that moment and give us some energy, and then we executed some spots, which was really, really cool to see.
Maryville coming up on Friday.
Maryville on Friday, yeah. We played them twice in the regular season. They beat us twice, which is the great news. It's always hard to beat a team 3 times, and we got Cheeto going, and you guys, I mean, it's going to be a game to watch. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting for our program, for our community, and everybody involved.
Is that at Farragut?
It will be at Farragut, yes.
Coach, thanks a lot. Congratulations, and we'll talk to you Friday.
Yeah, absolutely. Roll Wildcats.
Travis Free, head coach of the Wildcats. Oak Ridge, the District 3 4A champions. They win at 5-4 over Central. We're going to close it out here for Alex and Caleb. This is David Clary. So long, everybody.